It's time to take action. Balanced life, happy life, a better way. The five pillars of wellness. Now, no matter what aspect of the five pillars is important to you, Nikken has impactful and beneficial solutions. What is most fascinating about joining Nikken is that you can focus on what is important to you and win. We have proven this for almost 50 years. As you've already heard, you can choose which way to go to create the success that you want. For many, the financial pillar is the one most desired for improvement. In this presentation, you will get the details on how you can create what you want in terms of income, because when the financial pillar is in good shape, this has a great effect on the other four pillars. Are you ready? Now, in the beginning, it's the decision to be that is most important, as this sets the stage for what's next. To be successful, you need to learn what to do, and that's based on what you're trying to be. In this case, it is a Nikken independent distributor. And when you decide that you're going to be that, then you're going to want to learn everything you can. Doing, any results are only going to come about because of doing what the position you are taking on requires, no matter what that position is. Whether it's a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher, a truck driver, a ship captain, or an airline pilot. Everybody has to learn what to do before they do their job. With the right knowledge, support, and coaching, you are more than capable of being successful in what you do. And research has proven that this is so for the past 50 years of Nikken's history. Gets that? Okay, this activity of being a distributor is best done when you treat it like a business. You are the boss of your business. Your job is to get your business into action and produce whatever needs to be produced. We're going to talk a lot about that. What you produce that provides you with what you want, and this then creates the exchange for what you receive. In other words, you produce and you get something in return. Making this business a success is like anything else that is created using raw materials or put together using skills and abilities. Now, producing means doing the activities that are known to create results, and when done properly, give you what you want. Yo. Now, in the movie business, the director says action. In business, the owner says, okay, it's time to get busy. Let's go to work. And as an employee, you show up and work, or you get fired. So to reach the prize you are after, you need to get into action, get busy, and go to work until you reach the objective you have set, just like anything else in life. Next, you're going to learn exactly what this is and how to create it for yourself. All right, let's get organized. The first step that is recommended is to figure out what it is you want by doing this activity. Now, once you know, then this is your goal. And everything you do is figuring out what needs to be done to reach that goal. The goal must be specific. And as this is a business, it needs to be converted to a number so it can be measurable, if not done already. Let's say your goal is to have a better lifestyle. Now, that's a nice goal, but what are the details about this goal? You need to know those so that the business can do the right activities to give that goal to you. Now, the question then becomes, what does to have a better lifestyle mean? What's relevant in terms of the economic value of this goal? I mean, what do you need to know and then do? What kind of Nikken production is required? What's the size of organization that's required? What's the plan? What's the strategy? How much time do you need to devote to do this? And how long is it going to take? These are all very important questions. You might want to take a break here and really take a look at what you would want from doing this business. You may have an idea now, and you may want to give it some more thought. Do this now or continue on. The next aspect to understand is purpose, and this must be important and something you want, as it is the purpose that creates your why. Your why causes your desire, your drive, and your commitment to go after and get what you want. Now, if the goal was to improve your lifestyle, then the purpose for you to do this activity is to then improve your lifestyle, and that's your why, in order to get what you want. Now, let's take a look at the goal again, and this time give it a number. As an example, let's say to improve your lifestyle, an additional $2,000 per month would do it. Now, it might be that, or if you came up with something different at the break, simply substitute it in the coming slides. Now, you need to know how this income could be generated, both short-term and long-term. This becomes the plan. So first you want to look at the end result. Now, in the example we're using, it's $2,000 in income. What could be done to generate that, and what activities can be used? Retail activity, new distributor signups, or other aspects of the Nikken compensation plan. Now, work with somebody who understands the plan and get help working out what your goal might look like and what needs to be done. What is known as doing certain activities can create specific results. This then becomes the plan. All right, you might want to do this now, especially if you're working on this video with your sponsor. If your sponsor has a good handle on creating this picture, then move on. Otherwise, find somebody who knows this, and then both of you will benefit, and then, of course, continue. Now, most failures come from not understanding specifics with regards to how the compensation plan works and how the activities done relate to getting results. And when someone doesn't understand something, they can give up before they should, and for no reason. This is a very simple business. Take the time to learn as much as you can. All right, time to continue. Okay, let's first look at the retail activities. Now, when you create a customer, you can earn a 20% commission on the retail price that they pay. And you can also earn a rebate for anywhere from 5% up to 20%. And that's based on the commissionable volume and based on your rank when the sale is made. So here's an example of having 5 retail customers who purchase the average amount of approximately $200. Now, as a direct, okay, your rebate is 0% up to $500. And so therefore, in this example, you'd receive the 20% commission of the 200, which would be 40. If you created 5 of those over time, then you would earn $200 from doing that activity. Obviously, if you did it the same month, you would move up rather rapidly to the senior position. As a senior, it's a 5% rebate that you would get, and then the retail commission is going to be 40, so you would earn $46.50. If there were 5 clients doing that, then you would earn a total of $232. As an exec, you would earn 10% rebate, and with the bonuses, you'd earn $265 on the 5 customers. And as a leader, silver and above, the rebate is 20%, and of course, the other is the same 20%, but you would earn a total of $330. So these are estimates to provide an understanding of how you can earn selling retail customers and getting a rebate. Pretty simple and straightforward stuff. Now you can pause the video here and take a look at what might happen if you created 10, 20, or 30 customers, or you can do this later. And actually what you can do is you can take your price list and look at what if people bought a sleep system or a water system or an energy pack or any of the products that we have, so that you get an understanding of what can be generated for the activity of getting a customer. All right, let's continue. Building your team. Now, in this activity, you're looking for other individuals or couples that, like you, want to improve their financial position and create a balanced lifestyle. Now, this is the activity of creating your personal group, and there are 2 sources of income that are generated with your personal group. One is the personal group override. and the second is the new accelerator bonus. Now, the override amount is based on rank, and you earn anywhere from 5% as a senior up to 20% as a leader, which is silver and above. And the accelerator bonus pays 20% of the commissionable volume, no matter what your rank is. This is a fabulous bonus. This again is an example for training purposes with the purchase of 500 points by the new distributor and a commissionable value of 325. And these are the different potential results. So as a direct, you don't get any kind of an override, but you do make the 20%. So that would be 65. As a senior, if you brought in a direct, you would make 5% plus that's $16 plus the accelerated bonus, and so therefore it'd be a total of 81. If you were an executive and you brought in a direct, you would earn 10%, so that's the 32 plus the 20% was 65, so it's a total of 97. And as an exec and you brought in a senior, you make the difference between yours and their rank. So you're at 10%, they're at 5%, so you make 5%, and that's what you would earn, a total of 81. And then where it really starts to make a difference is when you become a silver. So if you're a silver and you bring on a new distributor as a direct, you're going to get 20% of what they purchase of this 500, plus you're going to get a 20% accelerator bonus on the CV. So there's the 130. And of course, that's probably the highest in percentage of all the positions. And of course, it depends on the product that they purchase as well. If you're a silver and you bring in a senior, you're going to get 15% because they get 5, you get 20, so you make the difference. And if you're a silver and you bring in an exec, they get 10, you get 10, so you make the difference of 10. So it's a really simple process of, it's the difference between your rank and their rank. And you're going to have an exercise that you can do to see how big a potential this is. Now, in summary, when you build your group, you earn an income based on what your personal group produces. Your override is always paid on the difference between your rank and theirs. And the example on the previous page shows you how this all works. What you do and produce will probably be quite different, but in concept, the payouts are based on the same as well. The accelerator bonus is paid on any production the new distributor does for up to 4 months, and this can be significant. This is a very motivational to your personal group, and every distributor can earn the accelerator bonus. Now, you can pause the video and take a look at what might happen when you sponsor some new distributors and what they purchase over their next 4 months. You want to get some help here from your sponsor so that you can see how lucrative this could be and how this would help you reach your goal. And then, of course, continue. All right, leadership bonuses. Here's the next way that you can reach your goal, and this is the longer term and the bigger picture. And the concept here is that when you help those in your personal group become leaders, then they can create their teams and build their organizations, which creates volume. In some cases, you're hardly involved at all. And this is the leverage that our business allows you to create. So in our example of $2,000 in income, if we divide that by the 6%, we have 33,333 in commissionable volume. And this is created from your leadership team. Now, to see what that might look like, here's an example. Silver does 6,000 points. A gold does 15,000 points. A platinum does 30,000. It's a total of 51,000 in organizational volume, approximately. And then the CV is approximately the 33,333. Now, there is absolutely no limit on the number of leaders that you can create, and this can be built in depth up to 6 generations below you, which opens up the door big time. Now, as you're developing your business, you are going to create customers, a personal group, and from there, you're going to create leaders who will then build teams and more leaders. Now, here's kind of an example of a combination of activities, retail, personal group, and leadership, based on you reaching the first leadership level of silver and creating some production. So as an example, you create retail, and you've got retail of about 1,700, which gives you a 20% commission. That's 340. The rebate on that would be about 200. And then, of course, you got your personal group, and then you're going to get a CV override on them, which is about 300. And then you've got your accelerated bonus. I was very conservative here on this one of only 2,000 in that accelerator bonus, but it could be a lot more. So that's 400. And as you develop your leadership underneath you, you've got people that are building their groups, and you're going to earn that override or 6% bonus. And in this case, I'm showing 13,000 with an income of 780, and there's your $2,000. So it can be made in a number of different ways, and that's what's important to understand starting out and building your business. Now, research shows that most people who get involved with our style of business have no idea of how to use and understand structure. Now, this actually is one of the most important benefits of our business, in that when you understand how the structure is set up, then you can work where it best supports this structure. And the next slide is an example to look at. So in this picture, you have the structure. You can see you in the center there, and you've got an arrow reaching up to your retail customers. So that's an activity you've got. You've got your personal group, which is your directs, your seniors, and your execs. And then you've got your key leaders that you're developing, which are, and you've got the number of generations below you, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And you can see that the direction is to build in depth. You can see that you've got a gold that did the 15,000, the platinum that did the 30, and a silver that did 6, and the people underneath them. So when you really understand structure, where you want to work is down at the bottom of underneath all of these people, and then keep pushing it down, because as this thing fills out, you create more and more volume, and you create more and more leadership. And it's really a lot of fun to really build it well, and it really is very lucrative. Now you can pause the video and take a look at what might happen when you build leaders in your organization. Now, take various amounts of income. Use the formula, the income divided by rate, that gives you the volume. And then use the rank volumes, for silver, 6,000, for gold, 15,000, for platinum, 30,000, for diamond, 100,000. And then you can create all kinds of combinations. Now, what's really important here is to work with somebody that understands this, makes it a little bit easier. And once you tackle that, understand it, and do it a few times, then it'll become second nature. But it's going to be very valuable in how and where you work and building your business. Okay. Now, here's some ideas for building your business. Now, the concept of how you build your business is simple. You get started with some customers, and you saw that the potential of the income, in theory, about 10 to 20% of your goal should come from your customer purchases. This happens all the time. It happens everywhere. You can create great programs. You can utilize the internet, social media, friends, family, and associates. And there's all kinds of schooling on how you can do that to make it happen. It's pretty easy. And when you plug into the rhythm of the business, which we'll talk about, you'll also hear ideas of how to do that as well. Building your personal group, this can be extremely profitable, as we've already seen, especially with the accelerator bonus. And as you saw on the chart, the override and bonuses can add up quickly. In the beginning, for the first few months, this could add up to as much as 80% of your goal, and it depends on how aggressive you are and what kind of work you do. Then create leaders and teams, and here the goal is longer term, and with the right focus and intention, this area can grow exponentially. The idea of 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, and so on and so forth. And it's a lot of fun. So you set the goal for whatever you want economically. You get with a knowledgeable distributor, and you draw out what your goal looks like, along with what activities need to be done to get there. You kind of work it backward to see how each result or each area you worked on was created to get the result. You write down those activities, and those are the steps to be done, which then become your plan. Focus on learning the activity and learning what to say and learning what to do, and then get prepared to go to work. Strategy, by definition, is a method of how one is going to get the plan done. So in our case, we have several directions that you can take. You probably are aware of that or see that already. The key here is circumstances and your situation. And this area will deal with your knowledge and understanding. That's priority. The more knowledge you know, the more understanding you have, the easier this becomes. Now, the next is your available time to do this. You know, most people have very busy lives, so we really have to understand time and what activities can be done and when they can be done. And then the last part is your desire to reach the goal. I mean, again, this becomes your purpose, your why, your drive, your commitment, all of these very important things. Now, you can learn how to do this. So that's easy enough. And you must realize that it takes time. And the more you can put in, the quicker you can reach your objective. And you must really, 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 really want what you're after. And it must be very important, so important that you go the extra mile to get it, because this is what it takes. You know, necessity is the mother of invention. It takes time. Now, in building from the ground up direct to Royal Diamond, and the component, each rank is really helping others do the same thing, become silvers, golds, platinums, and diamonds. Each of the ranks after silver is made up primarily of people going silver, going gold, going platinum, going diamond. Therefore, time is based on how long does it take to create a silver, followed by how many silvers or golds or platinums or diamonds do you need to produce to reach your goal. I mean, this will give you an idea of how much time is required, along with how hard you're going to work or willing to work. Now, silver is easily done in 30 days, you know, at most 60 days. Gold is, 3 months, maybe 4 months. Platinum could be done in 6 months. Diamond could be done in a year and a half, and then Royal Diamond 2 years to 3 years. So there's a kind of a rough gauge of what it takes, but it all depends on who you are and your circumstances and what you do. So it's relative. The idea is to don't worry about how long it's going to take, just get focused on doing the activities, and over time it grows. Then this brings up this point, which is where to work. And it's one of the most important pieces of information to understand, is that your success comes about from helping others, and your income comes about as a result of what your customers purchase, what your personal group produces, and what your leaders produce. So when you create activity below you, like this picture shows on the left here, it creates volume and it creates strength. And the deeper you take this, the stronger this group becomes. And this applies to all distributors. So work in depth and help build down many generations below you, as is shown in the picture. And this is what helps create your ongoing long-term income. All right, what are you producing? Now, one of the best tips for success is to recognize and understand what it is you're producing to get the results that you wish to get. Now, we do two things, really. The first is we find customers, and then the second is to find and sign up distributors. Now, here's the interesting point. Distributors find customers and other distributors, and that continues on. They find distributors and customers and other distributors and other customers. And that just keeps going on and on and on and on. Now, customers remain with you and in your organization when they're getting benefits and are satisfied. And let me tell you, that goes on, and it's been going on for 50 years. Distributors stay with you when they are getting what they want. And for the most part, that's income, benefits, and having a good time. So when you're building your business, the most viable and important route is when you produce successful distributors in your organization, because they're constantly bringing in new customers and new distributors, and your organization grows. Now, success is relative to each individual, but your success depends solely on others' success. That's why you're producing successful distributors. Help others get what they want and win. Your production board. Now, a picture says 1,000 words. The picture here is an example of an organization structure, and you've seen a couple of these already. And it's based on what is required to receive the income set up as your goal. So your goal was 2,000. You have the picture of that organization structure, something like this, on your wall, and you get to look at it. The general idea is putting this up on the wall is so that you can see what's going on to accomplish what it is that you want. It acts like a check and balance system. Once something's done, you check it off. So once something's done, you put it up on the board. There's the person's name, there's the activity, there's the result. It also acts as a map as to what to do next. Where do you have to go? Who's next? Where do you want to work? And you can easily see where this is and where the blank spots are. It also makes playing a lot more fun because there's a lot of satisfaction in putting up a name on the board or helping somebody reach an intended goal. Use it and you will see a huge difference in your results. All right, how to get started. Pretty simple. Become a distributor and fill out your application. In the United States, it's $39.95, and in Canada, it's $51.95. Go over the getting organized section of this video, determine what you want and draw that out and what it looks like. And becomes your plan. Get the products you feel will help you get started the quickest. Get help from your sponsor or mentor on the specifics of what to get here, and learn as much about the products and the opportunity as you can. Sit down with your sponsor and decide how you're going to launch your business. Write out with the help of your sponsor what you're going to say. In other words, you create some scripting, you create, your speeches, all that sort of stuff. You just keep so that when you go talk to somebody, you don't feel like you don't understand. You feel like you know what you're talking about. Then create the list of the people that you want to speak to about this business and the product, and then get prepared to go to work. All right, what's next? Well, it's time to make a decision. So get with the person who invited you to watch this, get all your questions answered, go over and fill in your application. If you know the products that you want and they're important to you, get them ordered now. Start creating your list, but wait until you know what to say before you start speaking to anyone. And then, of course, if you know what you're doing and you've got some experience here, by all means, go to town. Then follow the plan as outlined in this video. Talk with your sponsor and mentor often. Plug into the rhythm events, the Monday through Thursday events when they apply to you. Attend all the Nikken events that are coming up. Study and learn as much as you can about the industry, the company, the products, and the business. Well, it's time to take action. This is Balanced Life, Happy Life, a better way. That's it. That's the end.